for oceans, it is called A House for Hermit Crab. Okay, and it's by Eric Carle, one of my favorites. He is the author and the illustrator.
So he wrote the words and draw the picture.
Right, and A House for Hermit Crab is the
shell.
Ooh. What part of the book is that? A House for Hermit Crab.
I don't know.
It's the title. Yeah, it's the name of the book. This is the back cover. This is the
Why are we doing back cover?
This is the front cover. And this is the
spine.
Yeah. So it shows me that you're having a hard time having a flexible brain. It's okay if we start on the back. It's okay if we start at the spine. It doesn't have to be the same every time. It's okay, right?
Right.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's learn about A House for Hermit Crab. Okay, let's see what he's got going on here. It's time to move, said Hermit Crab one day in January. I've grown too big for this little shell. Hermit Crab had felt safe and snug in his shell, but now it was too snug. He stepped out of the shell and onto the floor of the ocean, but it was frightening out in the open sea without a shell to hide in. What if a big fish comes along and attacks me? He thought. I must find a new house soon. Do you see how much bigger he was than that shell? He's too big. Early in February, Hermit Crab found just the house he was looking for. It was a big shell and strong. He moved right in, wiggling and waggling about inside to see how it felt. It felt just right. But it looks so, well,
it looks so
plain.
Tight.
No, he said it was good size. It just looked kind of plain, thought Hermit Crab. Do you know what that means if it looks plain?
What?
It means it's not very fancy. Doesn't have a lot of decorations or a lot of color on it. In March, Hermit Crab met some sea anemones. They swayed gently back and forth in the water. How beautiful you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and live on my house? It is so plain it needs you. I'll come, whispered a small sea anemone. Gently, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and put it on his shell. Ooh, look.
We found some sea stars.
Oh, in April, Hermit Crab passed a flock of starfish moving slowly along the seafloor. How handsome you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to decorate my house? I would, signaled a little sea star with his claw. Oh, Hermit Crab picked him up with his claw and he put him on his house. Let's see where he goes. Ooh, look at that. In May, Hermit Crab discovered some coral. They were hard and didn't move. How pretty you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to help make my house more beautiful? I would, creaked a crusty coral. Carefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell.
But I didn't see.
Right here.
I didn't see with his claw.
Well, he didn't show you this time. There's his claw, but he's not showing you that he picked it up. You have to use your imagination. That's why the words are telling you what happened, and then you can use your imagination to picture it in your head.
Oh.
In June, Hermit Crab came upon a group of snails crawling over a rock on the seafloor. They grazed as they went, picking up algae and bits of debris and leaving a neat path behind them. How tidy and hardworking you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come clean my house? I would, offered one of the snails. Happily, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. Is he showing you how he's picking him up?
No.
Is he on his shell?
Yeah.
So you have to use
imagination.
your imagination, yeah.
but he was going to clean his shell.
Yeah, he's gonna clean it, yeah. In July, Hermit Crab came upon several sea urchins.
But there's one snail on
Mhm.
his back. Snail shell.
Mm-hmm. He came across some
But
sea...
it's like a circle imagination. They have
Circle imagination.
They
Yeah.
destroy kelp.
Sea urchins destroy kelp. I remember that from... Yeah.
When there's octonauts, they're red urchins.
Okay, let's listen. Ready? Thank you for those awesome facts, Graham. They had sharp, prickly needles. How fierce you look, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing... No, my turn. Would one of you be willing to protect my house? I would, answered a spiky sea urchin. Gratefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it near his shell. Look at all of this. In August, Hermit Crab and his friends wandered into a forest of seaweed.
Hey, it looks like August Earl.
It is like August Earl in the month of August.
Earl.
Gus, listen please. It's so dark in here, thought Hermit Crab. How dim it is, murmured the sea anemone. How gloomy it is, whispered the starfish. How murky it is, complained the coral. I can't see, said the snail. It's like nighttime, cried the sea urchin. In September, Hermit Crab spotted a school of lanternfish darting through the dark water. How bright you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to light up our house? I would, replied one lanternfish, and it swam over near the shell. In October, Hermit Crab, so are you hearing the different months? We're in the month of May. Now we're to October. In October, Hermit Crab approached a pile of smooth pebbles. I love you, babe. How sturdy you are, said Hermit Crab. Would you mind if I rearranged you? Not at all, answered the pebbles. Hermit Crab picked them up one by one with his claw and built a wall around his shell. Now my house is perfect, cheered Hermit Crab. Look at all the pebbles. What are pebbles like?
I don't know.
What do those look like?
Rocks.
Rocks.
Pebbles are like rocks are
Yeah,
smooth.
smooth, very
They're
good.
like frozen in
Nope.
the sea.
Nope, they're not.
They're
Nope,
not
they're
balls.
not.
But
Hey, listen, listen.
Frozen in
Yeah,
the
you get in
ocean.
trouble for throwing rocks. That's why you're saying that. Okay, listen. But in November, Gus, watch the book. Ready? Hermit Crab felt that his shell was a bit too small. Little by little, over the year, Hermit Crab had grown. Soon he would have to find another bigger home. But he had come to love his friends, the sea anemone, the starfish, the coral, the sea urchin, the snail, the lanternfish, and even the smooth pebbles. They have been so good to me, thought Hermit Crab. They are like a family. How can I ever leave them? In December, a smaller hermit crab passed by. I have outgrown my shell, she said. Would you know of a place for me? I've outgrown my house too, answered Hermit Crab. I must move on. You are welcome to live here, but you must promise to be good to my friends. I promise, said the little crab. The following January, Hermit Crab stepped out and the little crab moved in. I couldn't stay in that little shell forever, said Hermit Crab as he waved goodbye. The ocean floor looked wider than he had remembered, but Hermit Crab wasn't afraid. Soon he spied the perfect house, a big, empty shell. Stop. It looked, well, a little plain, but sponges, he thought. Barnacles, clownfish, sand dollars, electric eels. Oh, there are so many possibilities. I can't wait to get started. So what do you think he's going to do with his new shell?
He's gonna replace a sea sponge.
He's going to replace a sea sponge?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bet he's going to use it. You're right. The end. Good job.
I hope,
What do we tell our friends?
I hope he picks a one that's the perfect size for his shell.
Me too. Me too.
Bye,
All right,
friends.
what do we tell our friends?
Bye,
Bye, friends. Hope you liked our story.